Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Today we're actually we're jumping right into it. We're gonna talk about a crazy prediction you might have heard, and it's human biological immortality by 2030. And so how AI is advanced now. Ray Kurzweil made when he had this prediction, a long time ago. Let me just pull up the article. We'll just, I would, I guess, skim through it. Humans are on track to achieve immortality in 7 years, futurist says. Now, this is not, this is, just counting, obviously, car crashes, stuff like that. We can still, off each other. But from sicknesses, growth in medicines and stuff like that, and I'll share the links down below. That's basically what we're getting into. Ray Kurzweil is still making wave years after his initial singularity claims as artificial intelligence continues to progress. With singularity milestones coming. So singularity, again, that is you worded it so beautifully earlier, Mike.
Self-aware. AI self-awareness. AI self-awareness.
God, that's so much easier to me. I'm about to go and do like I got to explain AI. I got to explain what thoughts are, the human brain. Okay, so and it says next, obviously, Kurzweil's predictions are met with a healthy dose of skepticism. This guy has been like, I've seen a lot of his critics, and they love to just like, they try to prove him wrong, and it's crazy how many predictions he's had come right.
Yeah, yeah, he's predicted a lot of stuff right, and like I think his percentage is like well over 80%, and he made most of these predictions back in the 90s. So it is amazing what he has predicted at the end that have come true. So you can't discount the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, and that's what I found crazy, because it's not like the end of the world people, every week it's just the end of the world, but like they kick the can down the road. There's always an excuse. Like his are like, no, they're just right. They're either right on the money, or like even the ones he was wrong on, they're still like, they are just there. So his kick the can down the road is the 20%.
Yeah.
She's talking about nanobots, believes that our technological and medical progress will grow to the point that robotics, he does them nanobots, I'm sure everyone's heard about that, will work to repair our bodies at the cellular level. Yeah. That's what scares me the most, actually. Hang on, it says, naturally, the promise of immortality by 2030 has believers and critics equally excited and skeptical. I got to say, there was a movie about maybe cyborgs, basically nanobots, and they had worked to make themselves the next step in human evolution. And this guy's going around, and he has so many nanobots in him, and it's been a while since I've even seen it, but I remember thinking, like, that would suck. Because it would look like you're talking right to me. You would never know I'm just filled with these nanobots. And I'm trying to tell you, like, humans are going extinct. You need to be on my level. Well, this one guy's arguing with him. So he pretends to sneeze. And nanobots come out of his mouth. Right? And then they fly into this other guy's face. But, like, in the movie scene, they have to, like, really zoom in. Because a nanobot is cellular size. Like, the tiny robots. Anyway, they start attacking this other guy's body. And that's how he goes. Like they're in his lungs. They start tearing his lungs apart. Like,
oh my God.
It was the craziest bioweapon I've ever seen in my life. I was like, nope, we need to skip that phase.
Yeah. I mean, all the stuff that we talk about, the AI, of course, now I'm losing my words. Single purpose AI, right? Single purpose AI, or the self-aware AI, if not developed right, could go very, very wrong, right? They could create nanobots that would destroy everything. They could create compounds that would kill everything.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good topic to talk about the good things that we think are coming.
Yeah, and I won't derail the whole thing, because even just when as we were sharing this back and forth to talk about this, we have some articles coming up. We're basically just going to have a YouTube video about our conversation, because just how things progress. Anyway, I'm not going to derail it. So getting back on it, the first thing I thought was like, okay, so we don't get sick anymore. That's awesome. We cure the cancers, we cure the sicknesses. I don't know why I just randomly remind. I'm gonna get off. I see this is why I drink Monster. But there was a guy that got vaccinated 217 times. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was insane.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't need to do that. Like, what if it was biological immortality, but it was a shot every week? I guess it's not that bad. A shot every day. Would that be annoying? At what point is it just too annoying, or do you just get used to it?
A shot every day. People do it now. Diabetics do take shots all the time.
True.
So I don't think that would be a big deal. However, I don't think we're going to need that. I think between medical, let's say pharmaceuticals would probably be the first step. And then I do think that the nanobots would come and actually repair DNA and kill hostile germs and viruses.
The nanobots actually they never thought into, and this is going to go into the last part, because there are animals right now that do repair themselves.
Right.
There was a company I was looking at, and we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but they're looking for the cure for Alzheimer's, and this is actually why when it comes to stocks, I haven't invested in any yet, and we haven't even talked about this. But there's one I thought about investing in. And as much as I love to poke fun at Cathie Wood, she has her ARKG account, which is Genomics, the genome sequencing.
Yep.
And I just don't know if I'm going to know enough or be fast enough to pick the right one, because whoever figures that out, man, that stock's probably going nuts. And I'm hoping that if I just put some money in ARKG, her research team was in the know enough that they found it. And so just not to even really push back, but I wonder if we would even need to get to the nanobots if we could recode our own sequence or our own DNA and that, because why would I need actual hardware in me if I could just take the biological route, and go that way?
That's a good question. Companies like CRISPR who are using the CRISPR technology to edit DNA. We may not need the nanobots. You are correct. We're doing this as a couple of non-medical people, so we don't actually know a whole lot. However, I do understand the concepts, and I think you might be right. I think, like I said, the technologies like CRISPR could do a whole lot and maybe get us all the way there.
Yeah, I think it could. And then, so biological immortality, we don't get cancer or anything. Does that fix it? This kind of brought us into our next spot, which I'll toss it back up. The next article is AI reveals chemicals that could stop aging in its tracks, because that's cool. Also, if we don't get sick anymore, what is our life expectancy? Which we've seen people that just live to be 110. The oldest person, are they 120? Did we make it to the 20s?
I don't know. We're definitely into the teens.
Okay. So
and those are rare. And those are rare, right?
Yeah, they're rare because you're just so likely that we're just around so much toxic stuff, and not to be a Greta Thunberg or anything like that, but like there's just so much stuff out there trying to kill you every day. Like, it's not even decisions I make; it's somebody else is just smoking like a chimney right next to me. Like, there's so many things that just affect your health. So we're constantly being attacked. So if we do cure all that, maybe everybody does live to be 120.
Yeah.
But then go ahead.
So I could see that, like phase 1, we eliminate a lot of the diseases that kill us early, which would lead to phase 2.
Yeah.
Which is what you got, is stopping aging in its tracks, right?
Yeah. The digital knight in shiny armor, AI. That's what I'm gonna start calling that.
Yep.
So just this article just talks about several promising anti-agents compounds unearthed, and they're using AI, and it almost sounds like a tech company's earning call. Just as many times as we could say AI, the better. I do feel like people that just don't understand anything behind it, like, oh yeah, AI. No, AI is going to do it. Like it's just almost like this magical thing. But just note that's not this channel. We at least understand the path, the milestones that need to be reached. So yeah, I think I like the idea of what you're talking about as far as like it comes out in phases, and maybe we can argue about timing of that later, because how fast does this develop? Is this something that you unlock one thing and you're instantly onto like the next lily pad, or does it take time in each one?
So I think as we learn more about cells and the body and stuff, we end up with more questions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to take some time. Like when we unlocked a lot of the secrets of the genome, DNA,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what, 10, 20 years ago, and actually understanding a lot of it.
Yeah.
But then we figured out that the way it's compacted, there's the epigenome, which is kind of like the wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
So once we figured out DNA, we were like, oh, here's this other thing we have to figure out. And so now we're starting to figure out the epigenome. And so once we figure that out, like what's beyond that, we don't know.
Yeah. But this is why AI is going to make that so cool. And again, back to the DeepMind CEO, you're the guy that quit and wanted to go warn everybody. I need to go watch that interview again because he gave that great example of if AI was built, and everyone loves talking about how smart AI is, but if there's an AI built at the same IQ of you and I go work on a project for 2 weeks, and we're in a room completely isolated. We work on a project for 2 weeks, and the AI does that. The 2 weeks, our time was like 1 point something or almost 2 million years.
Yeah,
because that's how fast, and that's what, again, that's where AI is going to come in, is the computing power, the how many questions it can ask, answer, and move on to the next question.
right.
Well, we're still, because it just takes time for our brains to think it, word it. We've got to process that data. When it comes to a computer, just doing all that itself, just in the processor, that's where, again, why there's such this. I don't want to call it a fad, but like the such awakening around AI is because this is going to exponentially speed things up.
Yeah, it will. And that's why I think the 2030 timeline actually might be pretty accurate. Because we're clearly in the phase one. CRISPR has gotten some drugs approved for, like I think in the last few months they've got something approved. So phase one is already happening, right? We're starting to have therapies that cure disease. You see this coming through. Phase two, which is what you just had up, was we're stopping aging, which you had a funny comment is, all right, do you want to be locked in at 90 years old? If you
That's my next question. I forgot. If anyone's watching right now, you have to stick to the end because there's a question Mike does not know about it yet. But stick around to the end because I am going to ask him this. It just popped in my head. Not to just, I should have done that at the intro like all the other cool YouTubers. But anyway, yeah. So when does this come out? This whole stopping aging in its tracks? Because I gotta be honest, if it's 2030, I'm cool with that because what year is it? It's 24.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what, 6 years from now. I'll be 42. Oh God, how old are you gonna be in 2030?
58.
58. It's not bad.
No,
you don't need a walker by 58. You're still up and moving.
Yeah,
you'd be good.
I damaged my body younger. I feel it, but I got a good another 20 years in me for sure.
If you could stop aging in its tracks, I don't know anybody who wouldn't, but just imagine you're 96 years old. You're the guy that set the record. You're 112, and you're like, hey, we can stop aging. Do you skip that medicine and tell your grandkids good luck, or?
I think I would not skip it for the promise for phase 3, where we're eventually going to be able to reverse aging.
Yeah, and that's what this article actually is talking about right now. Artificial intelligence, they know that gets the clicks. I guess that's the reason we have a YouTube channel right now. Unlocks new possibilities of anti-aging medicine. What, man, I was gonna make the joke. Not your mom's. What's that makeup? Novel, Vogue. Is it a V? Every mom, everyone's been in this. They sell the creams.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's well, if you had 3 sisters and all that, you would know. Anyway, I was gonna say it's not just that face cream. This is actually
like an oil.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Oil of Olay or something like that.
Yeah, is it? I feel like I'm gonna remember it, and I'm gonna derail the next topic when I finally do remember it. So this is a pretty impressive study and talking about how they can reverse this, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I'm looking forward to that. So I guess, yeah, I would if I was if I'm 96 years old and they can stop aging, like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to avoid any stairs for a while, like,
Right.
unless I got robot hips. Now, if I have robot parts, ooh, that's another good question. Okay, real quick, okay, did they stop aging its tracks?
Yep.
You're on the lookout for phase 3, anti-aging, but you can replace your legs with an Optimus leg.
Oof.
Do you go back to the age 25, or do you just get robot legs?
I think I'd stick with flesh and blood.
Do you know how fast robot legs are? And have you ever ran a mile just in your life? You ever ran a mile? Remember when it used to be hard, then maybe it got easy? None of that would be hard if you had robot legs. In theory, you could just balance your torso on top of those things and have it run you somewhere, and you're not tired. You can just look around, do your thing. You don't fatigue.
I don't know. I think I'd still want to be a whole. Who knows? That could change. Like we don't know, right? So maybe it's just enhancing what you have. I don't know.
The only way I would say no is if I had just some air suspension, super comfortable exoskeleton that hugged every inch of my legs and feet. So I didn't because like when just even the thought of running right now just sounds jarring on like my heels and knees. They just hurt even thinking about it. So if I could do that, have an exoskeleton run it for me, kind of like the was it Rhodey in Iron Man? Iron Man fixed his legs; he got paralyzed, so he had a little exoskeleton. I could settle with that running for me,
Or the soldiers in was it Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and
little exoscoots. Yeah, that was such a good movie.
It was pretty good. I like
they are making another one, by the way.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So phase 3 is the we bring the aging backwards.
Reversal.
Yeah.
And there are animals that do that. I know there's a jellyfish that does that. And it basically somehow reprograms its cells after it ages a certain amount. It reprograms its cells back to basic baby cells. And it's
that right here.
It's an immortal jellyfish. So, as with one of the big things that AI can actually do, and what is pattern recognition, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be able to figure out what the pattern is and be able to replicate that for us.
Yeah, and this is what I like, actually. So a team of research sequenced a small part of a jellyfish's DNA. The second we can recognize that, program that into human DNA, that's where – so I've been down this route before. If you want to call it tinfoil hat or just a futurist, whatever topic you want to put me down. It started a long time ago because of a lobster in Alzheimer's, which – I don't know if that's a myth now or not, because the article I was reading, all the research said it was, but then I was Googling it just now to show Mike this, and it said it's a myth that lobsters live forever. Maybe they got it confused with the jellyfish, but this company was looking into that because, and until I'm proven wrong, the lobster's brain, if it starts to deteriorate, starts to fix itself, which is, that's what Alzheimer's is. So if we can start doing that and then mixing in with this is why I never went down the nanotech route. Like nanotech to me would be like Iron Man's latest suit. You just get something really cool. It would need to go inside you because we could physically just reprogram ourselves essentially like we are cyborgs. Like, all right, we're going to take that bad data out and fix the bug and put this in it. Maybe I get jellyfish arms. One solid perk is there. I don't break them anymore. I could do
it will be interesting to see how or what path we go, because there's multiple paths and they all lead the same way, right? You get whether it's nanobots or gene editing, and probably 5 or 6 others that we haven't even thought of. Maybe some sort of compounds that will get developed in the future that does stuff for us. But it will be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it.
If you had to pick right now, which one? So let's just say anti-aging. We're going to fix the cancers, all of that. Which one do you think leads the charge? Nanobots or genome sequencing?
The
In a whole.
genome editing, I think, because we're already down that path.
Mm-hmm. You don't think anybody's down the nanobot path? We're just not looking into it.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who have and are continuing to develop nanobots, but I think with stuff like AlphaFold and all the biomed companies that are already out there, I mean, there's a lot. I think that's going to be the road of least resistance.
How do you build a nanobot?
Man,
I just picture tweezers, and you're trying to put the little robot together.
I mean, is it going to look like a little crab with pincers where it's cutting the DNA and then putting stuff back together? I don't know.
I don't want it in me. I'm fine with Neuralink. I'm fine with being the first for a lot of things, but losing that inside of me, that feels weird. I have anxiety as is, and now knowing there's a little robot inside me, we don't know where, could just start hacking at things. I get that thing programmed somewhere else, or I'm sleeping on a magnet. Like I'm gonna find out like something that's gonna just destroy it, because it's just that just seems weird to me. I'd rather you rewrite my DNA than stick a tiny robot in me. I don't know why. that just seems weird. Unless with the adaptation of the Neuralink, I can speak to these robots, and these robots essentially are just me. I'd have them fix the stuff, and then I'd get them back out and put them in a vial. You hang out. I'll make them a cool little cage. You know, it'd be nice. Imagine a fish tank for a nanobot. That'd be like living in California. You know, you got plenty of space. They're not cramped in there.
Yeah, it'd be like one of those little sea monkey kits like you used to get when you were a kid.
Yeah, it'd be fine. So the question I wanted to ask you at the end is,
sure,
what's the possibility that we're jacking with this and zombies come out? There's been too many movies. If I know my Hollywood documentaries, I know this happens. Okay. What was the Will Smith one? Where he's the last guy.
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend. First of all, that's me. I'm glad they picked Will Smith to portray me. I'm gonna survive. I'm not giving in to anything. My brain would shut that out anyway.
Yeah, those were vampires.
They were like vampire zombies. They were weird.
They were vampires. Yeah,
vampires.
Those were vampires.
Okay, I thought they were zombies. They looked weird. I didn't know it was a vampire movie.
If you read the book, you know they're vampires.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, no, I never read the book. I thought they were kind of like a mix. I knew they didn't like the sun, which was weird. Vampire.
Yeah.
But then I guess the bodies did look more like a vampire than a zombie. But she cures cancer. If you remember the beginning,
yeah,
she cures cancer. She's getting all this praise, and then the virus takes a turn. You know, so like, when do we find out this? We don't even know the side. Not to go down this path, but we don't even know the side effects of a vaccine, or much less the virus, because there's the short-term side effects, and then you have to just wait 30 years and see what happens, and then do a study group to find out, hey, were all you guys vaccinated, or were all of you not? What are the long-term side effects? So do we come out swinging, batting 1,000? We think we just got everybody cured from cancer. So to be preemptive, everybody gets it. Next thing you know, it's 25 years later. Everybody starts fiending for their neighbor's arm or something, and then and then all of a sudden, here it comes, and you're in trouble. It's too late. You already took it.
I don't have an answer for you, man.
There's going to be some guy in a bunker that didn't want the cure to cancer. He's going to call it a government something, and that's going to be what's left of humanity. It's going to be that guy. You know, because he was smart, but because he was lucky.
I've got faith. I've got faith that we won't go down that road.
How do you know?
I don't know. We don't know. No. I mean, everything's an experiment, right? I mean,
yeah. Until someone starts eating your face off.
The first vaccines were an experiment. I mean, we had a good idea, and they worked.
Yeah, curing cancer was a good idea, and I Am Legend. And next thing you know, vampires.
Well, we will see, but I have a feeling that AI will be smart enough to actually model it out to avoid that kind of situation.
Now put your tinfoil hat theory on. Why would AI need to make a Terminator robot when it can make a zombie virus and we just do it ourselves?
Oh, 100%.
That'd be a far more efficient way than giving a robot a gun.
100%. I've always thought that it was one that, we talked about AI singularity causing the extinction, or some people talking about how the AI singularity will cause the human extinction. And they talk about robots with, kind of like the Terminator with guns running around, lasers, shooting people. Like, well, that would never happen. It would do exactly what you just said. It would create a virus and just wipe us out in one fell swoop and not have to worry about blowing up anything.
Yeah. Anybody that comes out to me with like the Terminator idea in their mind, I know just hasn't really thought about things.
Yeah.
Or like just doesn't really have the IQ to even handle that conversation. And not to even be mean, but like you're not on the same level.
Yeah. Why destroy everything? Vax everyone up and then have it 20 years later, flip a switch in our DNA when everyone's dead in 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but now we know what this video is going to be about. Zombies. That's how the world ends.
The zombie apocalypse. AI is causing the zombie apocalypse.
This is what happened with the Mayans. This is what happened with all those ancient civilizations. They brought it. AI is like, stop waking me up. Gets rid of everybody, leaves one behind. It's like, now listen, don't talk about me. Don't tell anybody I exist. Stop it. This is how you make fire. This is called a wheel. Now leave me alone. And then, humanity starts over again.
Yeah.
This is how it happens. I'm pretty sure there's a book about it. But it's written in an AI language. We haven't figured it out yet.
My God. Well, I, for one, am looking forward to it because I would like to live a long time.
Yeah. I mean, even if you are a zombie, do zombies think? You got to change your diet a little bit, but,
I would say no. I would say that.
Okay, so this is 100% throwing darts. We're gonna wrap it up here with this question. I guess he said 2030 is the kind of AI everything. At what point, if you had to throw that dart, okay, give me 2 years. 1 year of this is it, because we're gonna hit that exponential move of we unlock that one, just the next, like that one bottleneck that's really holding us back. Because like as soon as you unlock that one thing, the dam ruptures. We're gonna unlock one thing. Next thing you know, it's anti-aging stops, anti-aging, all of it.
Yeah.
So give me the year you think that happens, and then the year it's all done. We've got what is it? Herd vaccination. What is it? Where everybody's just got it. How long do you think it would take for people to adapt that after?
So when do we reach the point where we are basically stopping aging and reversing a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
And the second is, when do people fully adopt it, or we get to say mass adoption?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2028, 2029, somewhere around there is when that's the first part. And then mass adoption, probably 2034, 2035.
Okay. Why do you think people would be hesitant of this?
I just looking at our politics right now, people have lost their minds.
I do bet everything I just said as a joke is 100% seriously going through someone's brain right now.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that because I'm going to be a zombie. I think that'll be a small group.
Yeah, it's crazy. People have lost reality.
They have. I guess religion might take a large part in this, because at what point are we playing God when that comes up?
Yeah.
Technically, you have I'm here on this earth, and when it's your... First of all, I hate when people say this. Don't worry, if it's your time, it's your time. My sister would say stuff like that, and her friends would say stupid stuff. I'm like, you know what? Just go jump off a building. It sounds fun. Don't worry. If it's your time, it's your time. If not, you're going to survive 60 stories. And, go do 15 backflips. Look, this would be great. I'll video it. I can't stand if it's your time, it's your time. But there's going to be a lot of people that think religion-wise, how conflict. Do you think there's I don't know, I'm sure we could do a whole video on this on its own. Any conflicting matters there? I don't want to say a civil war, but almost treated like a different race. The ones that live forever and the ones that didn't adopt it. Because I'm 76 years old, but I look 25.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's this could be a this could throw people into almost like a caste system, like in India, where they have, you know, the higher caste versus the lower caste, and the ones who live forever are accumulating wealth and actually become gods because they never die and they know everything.
Yeah, you would be really smart. Not to mention, well, what's the difference? Well, who cares if you've been around 115 years? I can ask ChatGPT anything, and we're both 25. Huh. Now my brain's working on this.
Another video.
Are we sure?
It's a whole other video.
Okay. Well, we'll tell everybody. We'll end it here. That's going to be another video coming out. So help us out, guys. Help us out in the comments down below. If we're going to touch on that religion and should you not, I guess I'm not going to touch on should you do it or should you not. It's going to be everyone's own opinion.
Right.
But give us some ammo for that video. You know, like, what should we touch on? I want to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on that one. And are you going to be a zombie? Like, if you're going to be a zombie, are we World War Z zombies? Or are we Walking Dead zombies? Because one of those I'm okay with. The other one, I'm checking out Mars. You know, maybe Elon was on to something.
Yeah. One's a dead zombie. One's a rabies zombie.
Yeah, I don't want the rabies. And I want to be able to run faster. Like, The Walking Dead was like a brisk walk, and you're good. I don't know how anybody died in The Walking Dead. I'm actually fine with those zombies coming out. Because if they killed you, I'm just going to call that survival of the fittest. And not even the fittest. Survival of just anyone barely mobile.
Survival of the fast walker. Survival of the mall walker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could SWAT those guys away. Like, stop! Like, I'm trying to get to the grocery store. Leave me alone. You know, just swat their hands away. I'm okay with those zombies.
Yeah,
never not gonna be okay with them. All right, we're wrapping up here. Do all the cool stuff. Answer those questions down below because I want to touch on everything on that video. I think it's gonna be hard not to derail that one. There's gonna be a million legs that video can go down. So we need some subjects, some bullet points, if you will.
There's a lot of tangents in this one, so it's this one's a good one.
Yeah. All right, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys in the next video.
See you guys.